implementing the provisions.
We have gathered here with urban refugees and some invited guests to commemorate some of the special events that are celebrated towards the end of the year. And there are particularly 3 events that we have combined. And today we were celebrating, number 1, the International Human Rights Day, which falls on 10th of December, but activities have been going on for a week now, and we also wanted to focus on refugees and asylum seekers, so we brought it forward in order to be able to focus on them. And to do that, we had this function where we invited the members of the refugee community from different nationalities. The nationalities that were represented today included the Congolese, the Somalis, the Burundians, Rwandese, Ethiopians, Eritreans, and Sudanese. So the categories of the people who are here included community volunteers and other members of the community. We work very closely with the refugee communities, and whenever we have a special event, we come together in recognition of that under the theme using social media to promote human rights. The other reason why we did have this function is to mark the end of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And again, we took it to be celebrated today, again to have persons of concern, refugees and asylum seekers focused upon. These 16 days started from 25th November and the end of 10th December. But at InterAid we launched the 16 days on 24th November and we have ended them today. And then the third reason, the third reason why we had this function was to graduate our refugee students who have been attending a 6-month language course. And these were 120 students from the different refugee communities. We have different language initiatives in different communities, and we also have a language training center at InterAid. So this is the reason why we've had this function. But maybe before I say more about this specific event, carrying out humanitarian and development work, and one of our projects, the Urban Refugee Program, we do implement this program in partnership with the Office of the Prime Minister and UNHCR, United Nations High Commission for Refugees. And there are a number of activities that we carry out in this program of ours, together with the refugee community members. And one of them is legal support, because today we are commemorating the Human Rights Day. I'd also like to inform you that we have a legal desk where refugees present their legal issues and they are counseled and guided and followed up with the different legal departments, the government and the private sector. Then we also have a section gender-based violence support that we offer to refugees. Many of them, as you may know, come when they have been abused sexually from their countries, and many are still vulnerable even when they are in the country of asylum, which is Uganda. They still face a lot of gender-based violence. But we also emphasize training in Uganda, because it is the common language around town. When they go to markets, to hospitals, they need that language. And then French, because we also don't want the culture some of the refugees who are Francophone dialect. And then those who also want to learn French benefit, and then also Swahili. So those are the languages that we are training them in. Among, of course, there are many other activities that so the refugees that are being hosted by our country are coming from countries where there is no rule of law, simply because governments are not able now to protect them. There is war, they are running away from war in their countries. A lot of atrocities are being here. There's also persecution. And so you find that their rights have already been violated under those circumstances. And probably when they reach here, you find a lot of association to that, because where they are coming from, their background, the human rights have been abused. But also when they come in the country of asylum, you find that because of their vulnerability, some of them are ignorant. They need a lot of support to be able to move around, to know where they can access basic needs. In most cases, if they are not informed, their rights may be abused. I think that the categories of reports that we have received that concerning sexual and gender-based violence are twofold. We still have survivors who have been abused in their countries, and we receive them as one category. And then we have another category of those who have been exposed to the sexual and gender-based violence here in Uganda. And the numbers of people reporting to us are just increasing every year. There are very many reasons as to why they are exposed. First of all, refugees have a lot of challenges to cope, to settle down. Means of livelihood is a big challenge.
So as they try to fend for themselves, they are exposed to all kinds of sexual and domestic violence. For instance, like someone would be out there hawking pretending, and someone just pretends to be a customer and says, I want to let's go somewhere. And they bargain and says, let's go somewhere, and they give you the money. Eventually, it is, raped.
Now,
when they come in here, or are being brought by, have the peer educators in the communities who help us, to check such kind of, people, and, they bring them, or if they come by themselves, we have a referral pathway that we follow, a GPD referral pathway, in a way that if someone has just been, raped, then we have to take up, the immediate precautions that we need to take up. For instance, you have to go to the police, you have to take the person to the hospital, because that person, if it's a female, needs help, especially if she's not, exposed to HIV, if she's not like having HIV. So immediately that person has to be given help to prevent the HIV. And also, of course, the police has to come in, and the legal section to help. And if the perpetrator is really known, then the perpetrator has to be brought to court.
Tukunganidde wano nga tulina abagenyi abakulu n'abanoonyi b'obubuddamu bennyini. Ensonga etukunganyiza wano ya mirundi esatu. Esooka yakulira olunaku olukulu etongozebwa mu nsi yonna gye bayita International Human Rights Day, nga lwa lunaku olwa 10 olwa mwezi 11 guno Desemba, naye ffe nga ofisi y'abanoonyi b'obubuddamu twasazeewo tuyongezeko mu maaso